Welcome to a deep dive into the world of liquid fuel engineering interviews. We're going to go beyond just what the job is, help you really impress and land that role. We've got some amazing RoleCatcher resources, career guides, sample interview questions, even some AI tricks to help make you successful.
And it's a pretty exciting time to be entering this field. It's not just oil and gas anymore. It's about maximizing the recovery of all kinds of liquid fuels, biofuels, alcohols. Companies are really looking for expertise across the spectrum, which makes your skills very valuable.
Okay, so let's jump into it. We've got 9 sample interview questions from RoleCatcher, and for each one, we'll unpack what the interviewer is trying to get at, give some tactical advice on how to answer.
Right. And it's good to remember that interview questions are rarely just surface level. They're designed to figure out how you think, how you solve problems, and if you're a good fit for the team.
Okay, question 1. What inspired you to pursue a career in liquid fuel engineering? Seems straightforward, but there's an art to answering it well.
Yeah, it's easy to fall into cliches, and interviewers can spot a canned response immediately. They want to see genuine passion, not just that you need a job. Think about what specifically sparked your interest. Was it a particular project in university? Was it a mentor who inspired you? Maybe a documentary about the challenges of sustainable energy?
I love that. Tying your answer back to a specific experience makes it so much more memorable. And speaking of memorable, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze job descriptions and help you tailor your responses using the right keywords.
Absolutely, yeah. Using language that resonates with the company's goals and values shows that you've done your research and you're genuinely interested in this specific role.
Makes sense. Okay, on to question 2. Can you describe your experience with liquid fuel testing and analysis? Now, this is where you can really get into the specifics of your technical skills.
For sure. They want to see concrete examples of your expertise. So don't just list, testing methods you've learned. Think about a specific project where you had to analyze fuel properties. Maybe you were determining viscosity or flash point. Walk them through the steps you took, the challenges you faced, and the results you achieved. Data points and quantifiable achievements make your answer much more impactful.
Right. So it's about showcasing your analytical skills and your ability to apply knowledge to real-world situations.
Exactly. And if you can tie your experience back to the specific needs of the job description, that's even better. RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you identify those key skills and tailor your answers.
Okay, next up, question 3. What is your experience with liquid fuel production processes?
So this is where a solid understanding of the industry comes in. They might even throw in terms like upstream, midstream, or downstream, just to see if you're familiar with the whole production cycle. Upstream refers to exploration and extraction. Midstream is transportation and storage. And downstream involves refining and distribution.
It's like a mini quiz in the interview.
Uh,
So how can our listener prepare for this potential curveball?
I mean, think about your experience, even if it's from school. Have you focused on any particular stage of production in your studies? Did you have an internship where you got exposure to a specific area? Even if you haven't worked in all 3 stages, show that you understand how they connect and how your skills could contribute to the process.
Okay, so it's about showing them you're a quick learner and eager to expand your knowledge.
Got it.
Question 4. Can you explain the importance of fuel quality control in the liquid fuel industry?
This one's all about showing that you're not just a technical expert, but you understand the bigger picture, the business side, environmental impact, everything.
So how do we connect those dots for the interviewer?
Well, think about the consequences of poor fuel quality. It can damage engines, pollute the environment, even cause legal issues. Connect your answer back to the company's values. Explain how good quality control protects their reputation, keeps customers happy, and contributes to more sustainable operations. If you can even mention specific quality standards you're familiar with, like ASTM International standards, that adds more credibility.
Makes sense. Showcasing your understanding of industry best practices, your commitment to a high-quality product.
Oh.
Okay, question 5 is a classic. Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a liquid fuel production issue? This is where you get to showcase your problem-solving skills.
Yeah, it's the dreaded "tell me about a time when" question, right?
Exactly. So what's the best approach here?
Choose an example that shows your analytical thinking, your ability to find solutions under pressure. So let's say you're working on a project where the fuel wasn't meeting viscosity standards. Walk them through your process, how you looked at the data, identified potential causes, and implemented a solution. Did you adjust the blending process? Did you find a faulty piece of equipment? The key is to highlight your methodical approach and your ability to get results.
And don't forget to mention the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you successfully resolve the issue? What did you learn from the experience?
Exactly. A positive outcome is always great to highlight. But even if you had challenges, showing what you learned shows you're adaptable and willing to grow.
That's a great point. And speaking of growth, I want to touch on something from RoleCatcher's Career Guide. It mentions that advancement in this field isn't just about climbing the management ladder. You could specialize in areas like environmental impact or recovery optimization, which are becoming increasingly important.
Yeah, I think that's particularly relevant now with the push for, sustainable energy. These specializations can make you a sought-after expert in a niche area.
And speaking of standing out, the Career Guide also mentions professional certifications, like the PE license or those offered by the Society of Petroleum Engineers.
Yeah, certifications are great for that. Shows your commitment to professional development, it validates your expertise, and it shows employers that you're serious about your career and you want to stay up to date.
Right, back to the interview questions. Question 6. Can you describe a time when you had to work collaboratively with a team on a liquid fuel project? Teamwork is essential in this field, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, yeah. These projects are complex. They require, different types of expertise. They want to see that you can thrive in a team, contribute effectively, and communicate well.
Okay, so how do we go beyond just saying, I'm a team player?
Well, paint a picture for them. Briefly describe the project, your role, and then focus on specific examples of your collaboration. Did you share your knowledge? Did you offer solutions? Help resolve conflicts? Maybe you coordinated with different departments or even external stakeholders. Highlight your communication and your interpersonal skills.
So it's about showing, not just telling.
Exactly. And avoid taking all the credit. Acknowledge your teammates' contributions and emphasize that collective effort. It's about the team's success, not just your own.
Got it. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. Question 7. Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision related to liquid fuel production? So this is where they want to see your judgment, your ability to weigh options and make tough calls, even under pressure.
Right.
So what kind of example should our listener choose?
I would say think about a situation where you faced a dilemma with no easy answers. Maybe there was a safety concern, but also a production deadline. Maybe you had to balance cost considerations with environmental impact. Walk them through your thought process. How did you gather information? How did you analyze the risks? And ultimately, how did you make the call?
Okay, so it's about showing that you can think critically, assess risk, make informed decisions, even in challenging situations. And don't be afraid to talk about what you learned, even if the outcome wasn't perfect.
Yeah, it shows you're self-aware and, you're always trying to improve your judgment.
Okay, before we tackle the last 2 interview questions, I want to come back to RoleCatcher's AI.
Right. Can't forget those amazing tools.
So remember how we were talking about tailoring your answers to specific job descriptions? Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze those descriptions, help you identify the key skills and keywords employers are looking for.
Yeah, it's like having a personal career coach in your pocket.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there. RoleCatcher also has this incredible video practice feature.
Oh, yeah. You can actually record yourself answering these interview questions and get AI feedback on your delivery, like body language, even your tone of voice.
It's like a virtual mock interview, but with really personalized feedback to help you improve your presentation skills.
That's amazing. Okay, let's dive back into those last 2 questions. Question 8. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and developments in liquid fuel engineering?
This is where you show them that you're a lifelong learner, right? You're eager to stay ahead of the curve in a field that's always changing.
So how can our listeners show that commitment?
Well, think about specific resources that you use. Do you read industry publications like the Journal of Petroleum Technology? Do you go to conferences like the Offshore Technology Conference? Maybe you're part of a professional organization like the Society of Petroleum Engineers. Show them you're actively seeking information and you know what's going on.
Right, and if you've presented any research or published any articles, definitely mention that. It shows thought leadership.
Exactly, yeah. Shows that you're not just consuming knowledge, but you're shaping the future of liquid fuel engineering.
All right, ready for the final question?
Yes, bring it on.
Question 9. Can you describe a time when you had to lead a team on a complex liquid fuel project? This is where you showcase your leadership skills.
Right, yeah. They want to see if you can motivate a team, delegate effectively, and bring a project to a successful end.
Okay, so how can our listener craft a compelling response? How do they highlight those leadership qualities?
Well, similar to the teamwork question, set the scene, describe the project, your role as the leader, and then focus on the specific actions you took. Did you set clear goals and expectations? Did you communicate effectively? Provide support and guidance?
Hmm.
Resolve conflicts? Did you make decisions that, led to positive outcomes for both the project and the team?
So it's about showcasing your ability to take charge, inspire others, and get results.
Exactly. And here's a crucial tip. Don't micromanage. Focus on empowering your team members, trust their abilities, and create a, collaborative environment.
Awesome advice. Okay, we've covered all 9 interview questions. Now let's take a look at the typical career stages for a liquid fuel engineer. RoleCatcher's career guide outlines 3 main stages: entry level, junior, and senior. Let's start with entry level. What does a typical day look like for someone just starting their career?
Well, at the entry level, you're likely assisting senior engineers with a lot of different tasks. This might involve evaluating potential extraction sites, doing research and analysis, preparing reports, and providing technical support. It's a chance to learn the ropes, get some hands-on experience, and build your knowledge base.
And the career guide actually gives an example profile of an entry-level liquid fuel engineer. This person has a degree in chemical engineering and has certifications in environmental impact assessment and cost analysis.
Yeah.
It's really helpful to see how those qualifications translate into actual experience.
Right. And it shows the importance of continuous learning, even at the early stages of your career.
Now let's move on to the junior liquid fuel engineer. So how do responsibilities change at this stage?
So as a junior engineer, you'll have more autonomy, more ownership of your tasks. You'll be involved in things like evaluating extraction sites, designing extraction methods, conducting feasibility studies, and working with multidisciplinary teams. The focus shifts to developing your technical skills and project management abilities.
And again, the career guide gives an example profile. This individual has a degree in petroleum engineering and holds certifications in project management and environmental compliance. It shows how specialized knowledge and certifications become even more valuable as you progress.
Absolutely. And it shows how important it is to build a solid track record of successful projects, to prove you can deliver results.
Okay, now let's talk about the senior liquid fuel engineer. This is where you really step into a leadership role, right?
Exactly, yeah. As a senior engineer, you'll be leading teams, managing large projects, providing that technical expertise, and overseeing all aspects of fuel extraction operations. You're responsible for making strategic decisions, ensuring compliance with regulations, and optimizing hydrocarbon recovery.
And the example profile in the career guide showcases a leader with a proven track record. This person has expertise in evaluating extraction sites, developing and implementing advanced extraction methods, and managing those really complex projects.
It's great to see how a career in this field can develop. It's a field that offers both, technical challenges and leadership opportunities, and it allows you to make a real impact on the world's energy.
And with RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools, you'll have what you need to navigate your career and achieve your goals. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up this deep dive with some final takeaways and advice for acing your next liquid fuel engineering interview.
And, we were just talking about how useful these RoleCatcher AI tools can be. And I think it's worth highlighting, again, how crucial they are when you're looking for a job.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about tailoring your resume and how you answer interview questions, but RoleCatcher can do even more than that. They can analyze specific job descriptions and pull out the skills and keywords that employers want to see.
Yeah, it's like a personalized cheat sheet for each application, and it gives you a huge advantage.
And on top of that, there's the video practice feature, right? Being able to record yourself and get AI feedback on how you deliver your answers. That can make all the difference when you're in the hot seat.
It's like having a personal coach get you ready to make a great first impression.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we wrap things up, I want to go back to something we were talking about earlier, those career paths in liquid fuel engineering. We talked about the 3 stages, entry level, junior, and senior, but let's break down what each stage actually involves.
Yeah, I think understanding the responsibilities and how you move up in this field helps you picture where your career could go and set goals.
So let's start with entry-level liquid fuel engineer. What can somebody just starting out expect in terms of day-to-day tasks?
At the entry level, you'll mostly be helping senior engineers with different things like conducting research and analyzing data, evaluating potential extraction sites, and putting together technical reports. It's a good time to learn the basics, get some hands-on experience, and build up your knowledge.
And the career guide has a good example of an entry-level liquid fuel engineer. This person majored in chemical engineering in college and has certifications in environmental impact assessment and cost analysis. It's really useful to see how your education turns into real-life work experience.
Definitely. And it also shows how important it is to never stop learning, even at the start of your career.
Okay, so moving on to the junior liquid fuel engineer. What changes in terms of responsibilities at this level?
Well, as a junior engineer, you have more independence and you own your work more. You'll get to evaluate extraction sites, design extraction methods, do feasibility studies, and work with different teams. The focus becomes growing your technical skills and project management abilities.
The career guide also has an example here. This junior engineer got a degree in petroleum engineering and is certified in project management and environmental compliance. It shows how specialized knowledge and certifications become even more valuable as you climb the ladder.
Definitely. And it also shows how important it is to build a track record of success to prove you can get things done.
Okay, now what about the senior liquid fuel engineer? Is this where you take on a leadership role?
Yeah, that's right. As a senior engineer, you lead teams, manage big projects, provide technical expertise, and supervise fuel extraction operations. You're in charge of strategy compliance and making sure you get as much hydrocarbon as possible.
And the example in the career guide really shows what a successful leader with a history of achievements looks like. This person is an expert in evaluating extraction sites, developing and implementing advanced extraction methods, and managing complicated projects with lots of people involved.
It's really inspiring to see how far a career in liquid fuel engineering can take you and the kind of impact you can make. This is a field where you can face technical challenges and become a leader, and you can really shape how the world uses energy.
And with RoleCatcher's AI tools, you'll have a leg up in getting where you want to go in your career. So whether you're just starting out or aiming for a leadership position, this deep dive has given you what you need to succeed in the world of liquid fuel engineering. But before we finish, I want to leave you with something to think about. We've talked a lot about what companies want to see, but what gets you excited about this field? What do you really care about?
That's a great point. It's so important to connect with that passion, that drive that makes you interested in liquid fuel engineering. Let that shine through in your applications, your resume, your cover letter, and especially during interviews.
Because in the end, it's that genuine passion and excitement that'll make you stand out from everyone else and make you someone that any team would love to have. So as you go on your job search, remember everything we've talked about today. Embrace your passion, use the power of AI, and always keep learning and growing.
It's amazing to see how much the energy world is evolving, and liquid fuel engineers are right there leading the way.
It really is. We've covered a lot in this deep dive, from figuring out what the job actually is to breaking down those tough interview questions and even looking at different career paths. But in the end, it comes down to being ready and feeling confident.
And that's where RoleCatcher can make a big difference. Their AI tools give you an edge. Imagine having a system that customizes your resume and answers to match exactly what companies are looking for. It's like having a career advisor by your side.
Exactly. And practicing your interview answers and getting AI feedback on how you do that's so valuable. It's basically a practice interview, but with specific tips to help you improve your presentation skills.
Technology is making job hunting so much easier and more effective.
Yeah, but technology can only do so much. You got to bring your own passion, your knowledge, and your unique perspective to the table.
Exactly.
So before we finish this deep dive, I want to leave you with one last thought. We've talked a lot about what companies want, but what excites you about this field? What's your passion? Hold on to that spark. It'll show in your interview and make you stand out from the crowd.
Let your enthusiasm and interest be your guide, and remember, with good preparation and AI on your side, you can totally nail that interview and land your dream job in liquid fuel engineering.
So go out there and rock those interviews. Until next time, happy diving.